Okay, so I often get comments kind of like this where they're like, oh, I wish I could cook like this, but it's too much money. And I'm going to show y'all, it's really not that much money and you're saving money. Also, absolutely no hate to this comment at all. I'm just going to show y'all it's actually really cheap. So I made tomato soup and I'm going to break down the cost of tomato soup. Assuming you have the basics, butter, salt, and pepper, and oil. I'm using Kroger, so the price might differ. But I used 12 tomatoes, and each tomato is 30 cents each. So that starts us off with $3.60 for 12 tomatoes. And then next I used 2 onions. 2 onions is 65 cents each. So that's $1.30. So next is garlic. I used 2 bulbs of garlic, and each bulb of garlic is 68 cents. So our total for garlic is $1.36. Next is heavy cream. So this is a pint of heavy cream. And for a pint, it's $2.99, but I only used a quarter of that pint. So technically, I'm only spending 75 cents on the tomato soup. And then you still have the remaining heavy cream from that pint, and you can do whatever you want with that too. Next is basil. Basil is $2.79. I probably use this whole thing of basil. So I'm not going to divide by the 20 leaves of basil by $2.79. So I'm just going to go $2.79 for the basil. So next, I use fresh thyme. For the whole container, it's $2.49, but I probably only used 4 sprigs. And I'm going to estimate there's about 50 sprigs in the container I got, at least, because I got a lot of sprigs. But that's going to estimate 4 cents a sprig. I'm still going to calculate the whole number because realistically, you're not going to pick out 4 sprigs. But with all that remaining time, you can make 5 more recipes. And then I used veg broth. And for 32 ounces, it's $1.49. But I only used a cup, and a cup is 8 ounces. So the cup I used was about 37 cents. And again, you're not going to go pour yourself 1 cup at the store. You're going to buy the whole thing, but you can also do so much more with the veg broth. And lastly, this is optional because not everyone likes cheese, but I added Parmesan cheese. For this 8-ounce block of Parmesan cheese, it's $5.49, and I want to say I used about 4 ounces, so I used about half of it. So half is $2.74. Now I'm going to calculate everything if you just buy the whole ingredients, which is what you'll most likely do because you can't just get a little bit of ingredients in the store. And then how much it would be if you're only using that certain amount, if you're only using half a block of Parmesan cheese. So if you buy all the ingredients without dividing it by each serving, it's $21.51. And again, you still have all those extra ingredients, so you can make a bunch of different other dishes with those ingredients as well. And for the total that you're spending on just the soup itself, is $13.17. And for this soup, I got about 6 to 8 servings. So roughly around each serving is $1.65, which is around the same price as a regular canned tomato soup. So you're not really losing money if you make your own tomato soup. And you can actually customize it to your flavor, and it will taste better than canned tomato soup. So cooking can be inexpensive, I promise you guys. So spending $20 on a meal that will last you multiple days is cheaper than spending money on one meal that will last you one sitting. But also, absolutely no shame if you go out and get some takeout because it's just faster. Some people don't have the time to just make soup. And I'm sorry if some of the calculations are a little bit off. I have not done food costs in a year and a half, so